Hey guys, real short video here I thought I would make while I'm in the middle of this chainsaw restore. This is about deglazing a cylinder with essentially a homemade deglazers. You don't have to buy anything new. This is an old trapper's trick that's been done for years. So essentially deglazing is kind of like honing, but it's not near as aggressive, and we're not changing the shape of the cylinder. We're not removing any material. So this isn't something that you would do after boring. After boring, you would hone it and you're good to go. This is just on a used cylinder that is a little bit too shiny for those rings to seat, like this one is. It's pretty shiny down in there in the bottom. Down close to the edge here, you can really kind of see it's still got some hatch marks in there. That's kind of normal to be down at the bottom, but deeper down in there, it's pretty shiny. So we are going to deglaze that, and one way you can do that, the old way that I'm going to talk about here, you can use a Scotch-Brite maroon padding. Make sure that it is the Scotch-Brite brand. And what you want to do is you want to cut a strip and put it on a wooden dowel like this, so that when you roll it up this way, we're going to look at that in a second, it basically creates what we call a mandrel. And you push that down on the cylinder on a cordless drill and spin it, and away you go. You're kind of scratching up the inside of that cylinder, but it's not very much scratching. It's just taking that glaze off. So let me show you how to make this thing. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little dowel here, and you want it to be deep enough to go into the cylinder, but not too long where you're going to get a lot of wobble in it. And go a little bit longer if you're not sure, because that way you can cut it off a little bit later. And then what we're going to do next is I marked a little spot here. You want it to be about 2 inches or so, 2.5 inches, something like that, depending on the depth of your cylinder. And I'm going to drill a hole through this because we're going to cut a slot in this. And if you don't drill a hole and you start cutting it, you can end up creating a situation where the dowel is going to split and crack. And so you want to drill a little hole to relieve that pressure. Like that. Okay, and then back over into our vise, and we're just going to cut a slit here right down the middle for this. Nice and slow. You don't want to split it, crack it. Okay, and now we have made it all the way down to the hole there, and now we're going to clean it up with a Dremel. Okay, and there you go. So what you want is you want a big enough gap there that it's not going to split this apart, but you also want it to hold it pretty tight. So that looks pretty good like that. Okay, so now that we have this, what you want to do is you want to cut a strip of this, and you want it to be a little bit longer than the depth of this. And the reason for that is when you seat it down in the bottom, you don't want the stick sticking out of the end, or it'll hit the top of the head and won't get all the way down in the cylinder. So you want it to be just a little bit longer, about like that. And I am just totally eyeballing this. This does not have to be perfect. You just want it close enough. like that. This stuff has got quite a bit of friction to it, so if I tried to slide it in here, it's just going to cut against this wood and be a real wrestle. So here's a tip for you, is lay something like a piece of aluminum foil that is going to give you a little smooth thing, and you want to get it right about in the middle. You don't have to be careful with this. Easier said than done. Like that. Okay? Okay, now once you have that in there, you can just tear all this off, get it out of the way. There you go. So it comes all the way up. You got a little bit of head right here. What you want to do in our cylinder here is you want to coil this up. So we're going to use a cordless drill. And when I twist that cordless drill, it's going to do this, right? It's going to roll this up into a pig in the blanket kind of thing. If you know what that is, you're crazy or you're as old as me. And it's going to make a little, what I'm going to call a drum, right? The thing is that's pretty small compared to this. It's pretty loose. And if I did that, I would have to kind of press it up against the side and wallow it around. So little trick that we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of these pieces here, and I'm going to put one on the inside like this, and I'm going to put another one on the back side like that. And then when we roll this up, this is really tricky to do. You're going to have to practice with this a couple of times, but that's fine. So you roll it up like this, and now the girth on this is a little bit thicker so that when I put it down inside this cylinder, fits a little bit tighter, okay? Makes sense? So you can add, if it doesn't feel thick enough, you can just keep adding bigger pieces of this, and you get the idea. You can build out a little bit of a bigger drum. In fact, I'm actually going to cut a couple of bigger pieces, like maybe that one, before we put it in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get some oil down in here, and we're going to oil the outside of this. We're going to chuck that on our drill. We're going to push it down in here before we start it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this, but I'm going to be moving it constantly up and down about 8 times here. You want to always keep it moving and not keep it in one place. About like that. Now we're going to clean it out and see what it looks like. So kind of a quick inspection there. I think we can go a little bit more. Still a little bit shinier than what I'd like to see. Okay, just cleaning all the oil out of there. We can have a look-see. And that looks really nice. You see how this is not shiny like a mirror anymore. It's more like a shimmering silver, and that's exactly what you want. That looks fantastic. You can kind of see the cross-hatching in there as well. So that is how you do it, guys. So after this, you want to wash it really good with hot soapy water, because these things leave a lot of little pieces in there, and that can be very, very harmful to the engine. So you want to get all that stuff out. So we are going to wash all this down and then oil it back down, and we'll be ready to put the piston in. Hope this helps, and we'll catch you on the next one.